I'm certain that our listeners, especially some of our young adult listeners, would love to hear the story about how you found each other. And it's usually completely fair to ask the wife to tell the story and then give the husband, you know, a rebuttal if he feels that he needs it in any respect.
Well, we met for the very first time just prior to his mission at the University of Utah in the math building. I can picture it in my mind even at this moment, can't you? I was in there we had change cards in those days to make adjustments in our schedules, and I was there to change a class. And he gallantly stepped forward to offer his services, assisting me with changing the class. And I didn't accept his offer. I told him I thought I could handle it myself. But I did notice he was darling. And then after his mission, it just seemed everywhere I went, there he was. We seemed to traverse the same sidewalks on the University of Utah campus, and he was more darling. So I just plain and simply initially found him adorable and irresistible. He's even more so now, really, truly. But that was the case. When we started dating, after a few hurdles to make that happen, we began dating and took long walks. I've always been a little bit not in favor of movies as the best date because you can't talk, and I love to talk, and I love to hear ideas, and I loved hearing his ideas. And I found that he saw things a little differently from how I saw things. Our general visions were identical, but our perspectives were a little different. And I found his points of view.
Which is the fun of it.
Which I loved. They were illuminating and enriching and just fascinating to me. And he made me laugh. He was spontaneous and funny, and I was very serious in those days. I think we've had sort of a role reversal over the years, and now I'm sort of crazy and he's pretty serious. But in those days, he was this handsome, playful California fellow who was funny, and I loved having him draw me outside of myself and laugh. We'd walk around all of the area surrounding that campus and share our feelings and thoughts and experiences and perspectives and visions and dreams, and they were very well aligned. The only time I remember there being kind of a glitch in that was when I told him that I would love to have 8 children. And that was a little setback in our relationship because he sort of started to hyperventilate and let go of my hand. But I dropped the subject and we got past it, and we ended up with 7.
Yeah, close. Anything you want to add, Elder Clayton?
It's a pretty reliable account, actually. I will defend myself on the math building part of the story. I was standing next to her at the counter and just looked down at her cards, and her card said Kathy Kipp, and I knew Bruce Kipp, her brother. And so I simply asked her, "Are you related to Bruce Kipp?" She said she was, and then I made the offer to help. I didn't just walk up to her and say, could I please help you make your class change? I was a little more subtle than that.
I love what you said. I have a friend who said when she was falling in love, he makes me laugh. He brings out the happiness, and that's a wonderful thing to say.
Kathy is a verbal processor. She loves to talk, and we did fall in love walking. And she opened my mind in those walks to different ways of looking at things as well. She had thought more about things that I had thought about than I had. And I enjoyed hearing from her. And we still have that dynamic going on today. She's still, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 miles ahead of me on most things. And listening to her and learning from her is one of the wonderful blessings of my life, because she knows so much, she sees so much, she feels so much, and she's a terrific observer. So I learned that then, and I'm grateful for it now. Nothing's changed in that regard.